I'm Jonny Robot, and we are standing in front of a wonderful looking Hulk, and guess what? We're talking Lego again. This is Lego Marvel Avengers. Arthur, what is new this time around?
This is, I guess, a spiritual successor to Lego Marvel Superheroes. Lego Marvel Avengers is a celebration of everything Avengers. This is comic books. This is also the stories of Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, the movies, retold in Lego form with all the voice work from the movies. And really, this is us basically going and kind of doing like a specialized field, specializing in Avengers. So, you know, this is everything Avengers. There's a whole new cast of characters. We've got returning favorites, obviously, from the first game, Cap and Black Widow and everything. But then we've got new characters, like, say, Ulysses Claw and Vision and Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, who are in Age of Ultron, and then a load of characters we've not revealed, which are kind of like classic Avengers-themed characters.
So you got me right there. So this is all Avengers, all everything.
Yeah.
Can we maybe possibly expect to play as Jarvis, the little butler man, not the computer version?
Who knows? Maybe, quite possibly. We're not revealing anything yet, but it's one of those things, if people are curious about which characters are going to be in there, do your research, read some old Avengers-related comics, you'll kind of get where we're going with this. This is going to be a really great experience.
You're not limited, because pretty much everybody is an Avenger.
Well, yeah, and that's what makes it cool. It's like, yeah, you might think, oh, Lego Marvel Avengers, is that just the first movie? No, there is so much content that we've got to play with.
You said it focuses around Avengers 1, Avengers 2 has all the voice actors as well. So is it a unique storyline woven in between, linking them all together?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because obviously the two movies, if you bookend them together, there is a hole in the middle. So yeah, we've actually stitched that together with something which kind of like, it tells that story. You know, some of the things that people will have seen in some of the post-credits of some of the other MCU movies, they kind of tell that story of like what's going on and then introduce straight into Age of Ultron. So we're going to be using some of that material to link the two movies together. You know, we don't even start the game at the start of Avengers. We actually start it with the opening sequence of Age of Ultron, because that's all about retrieving Loki's staff from Baron Strucker. And that then segues into, so that's like, this is all action, this is amazing, and then it segues into, so that's the staff. Now if you remember, this guy, the other, gave it to Loki, bam, let's go straight into that, the Battle of New York, let's really go crazy. So it's a really fun experience. Nothing is taken too seriously. Even the most iconic moments, we're going to inject some humor in there. Lego games are about fun. It's like games should be about fun, but Lego games most definitely. And in the office, myself and the rest of the team, all we want to do is make sure there's great fan service and an incredibly fun game.
And mechanics, always fun with the Lego stuff, is everybody has their own little nuances. Obviously there might be some returning ones, but we can expect some new bombastic crazy powers?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And not only that, we've kind of like taken up a notch from the first game in terms of the characters that do return, the core Avengers characters. You know, in the first game you couldn't just suit up as Tony Stark. This time round, as you unlock the Iron Man outfits, you can just pick any, and it'll suit up according to that suit, how it should suit up. You know, when you see the Mark 42 or the Mark 5 or, you know, whichever one it is, the Mark 7, that's how we're going to try and make sure that's how you suit up in the game. You know, characters like Black Widow, as she gets into the Age of Ultron outfit, because they change outfits obviously in the movies, you know, she's going to have her electric batons instead of just, you know, the Widow's Kiss. You know, Captain America's been completely revamped in terms of his combos, but also Avengers is about teaming up. In the game, something that's new, the Avengers, you can pick any Avenger and team them up with another Avenger to do like really cool, unique combat moves. They're kind of like, you know, I guess the best way to describe it would be like a smart bomb. You're getting overrun with, say, Chitauri guys or Ultron sentries. You know, you team up, you do yourself a combo, and boom, you're going to take them all out. But each one is unique. So there's a load of cool stuff there. Avengers Initiative mode, which is a whole mode where you have to team up to solve and you know, complete puzzles. We've really tried to go to town on this one.
You were mentioning there are lots of teaming up, so I can assume there's a real good multiplayer element to this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, co-op is always first on our minds when we design stuff. This is no different. But what we've now managed to do is, as well as the classic sort of team up, like tag-in co-op, we're also teaming up within that. So we're kind of teaming up a team up. But it makes it so much more fun. And again, open world's back. So yeah, there'll be an open world New York. a load of new crazy stuff there to explore and uncover and find. And people should have a ball, absolute ball with this game.
You sound so passionate about it, which is so much fun. You've really closely been working with Marvel on this as well?
Yeah, and that is such a great relationship. Obviously we did that with the first game. Now we've got an even stronger relationship, a stronger bond, and we go to meetings where we're supposed to be talking about like relatively serious things, and very quickly after 5 minutes it kind of just devolves into like talking about comics, and we oh, do you remember this issue or that issue? And those guys are great, because just in those conversations things actually come out of those conversations. It's like, hey, we could do that in the game. Hey, we could do this. We could, and it's such a collaborative process. It's it's really great working with those guys.